Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about strategic planning and how we set goals and a little bit about marketing strategies. What we find is that it's very important for any kind of healthcare organization to fully understand how they can conduct an environmental assessment to support their planning process. What are the needs in that community? Additionally, the organizations must not downplay the importance of creating a mission statement, again, philosophies, values, and their goals and objectives. This is looked for in many institutions and when they go through any type of accreditations. And so it's important too that they relate this information to their employees. Goals and objectives should follow the SMART guidelines, and will have usually an opportunity to look at some of the product lines that they have down the way as well when they're talking about marketing. Are they getting ready to use robotics? Do they have any bariatric or hyperbaric chambers that they do with treatments? So marketing is going to be very important. So not only is it important for them to have a plan and set their goals, such as the mission statement, philosophy and values and so forth, but also to what are their marketing strategies for that area. So when you have a strategic plan, you're going to look at the future and how we're going to go about building a facility and helping it to grow. So here you see some bullets listed here, and one of the things that we have to remember is that the leaders must be very visionary when they're coming up with their strategic plan approach, and ensure that the execution of the plan is very successful. So the key in creating your vision is to ensure that your vision is actually actualized. So given all the changes that we're facing in healthcare, we need to make sure there's agility as well as the ability to thrive in chaos, such as when the Affordable Care Act came about. There was a lot of chaos and a lot of changes that were going forward, and people didn't know which way to turn because it happened so fast. With forward thinking or thinking out of the box, this is going to be very important as well, because it's going to involve staff in the planning and the execution of whatever process they have implemented. Here you see some other key issues in this assessing the environment, and like I said, looking at the community, but also internally and externally. What type of individuals do you hire as well? Appraisal of the organization's strengths and weaknesses. So they need to go through, here's where we are really over the line, we're great at, but this is some things that we need to work on. And then they need to develop and evaluate strategies to meet, as they said, opportunities and threats. So they have, kind of like when you put down the pros and cons of an issue. Here's what we need to do, here's what we don't need to do, this is what we need to change, or this is what we need to implement or develop or keep doing. Also, it's imperative to ensure execution of a strategic plan. So this helps to hold the staff accountable to goals and timelines, and sometimes the plan also needs to be adjusted as needed. Here you see in the first part, which is known as phase 1, this is set up with the external environment and the internal environment. And again, internal environment is important to understand what resources are available. Structure-wise, the size of the area, what human resources, because if you don't have that, you can't keep growing. In the second phase, example of a mission statement is given that the staff can remember. This is healthcare organization X, and it's the best place to give care and the best place to get care, and so forth. So here's a little example here. And again, here's the rest of the continuation of that slide, or the goals and the objectives. And remember, your objectives need to demonstrate what needs to be achieved and by when, so given some type of a timeline. In the first slide I mentioned the SMART objectives, and these are them. So your objectives need to be specific, measurable, agreed on, realistic, and time-bound. They kind of sound like some of our goals that we set so we can evaluate when we do care plans. So if you want to think about it that way. Phase 3, this is more about finances. So a financial plan needs to be included along with what are the capital requirements. So capital is an item that costs over $5,000. So they're going to look at that and see what are their resources, what kind of budget they have, what are their long-term and short-term goals when they comes up with this with these plans. This is the part that it's imperative that you include staff in. So because they're the people who are frontline, they are the experts, and they will get you where you need to go as far as a facility. And just like with nursing and care plans, you have an evaluation, and that's the last phase. There's never anything wrong with adjusting your plan. So in today's environments, the best strategic leader will be very agile and will be able to anticipate needs that need to be met or changed along the way. Here's a few tips. Make sure that the vision and the mission is very clear, and make sure you understand what sources of data are available. Make sure you're clear about what is the organization's role in the community, and think about things that you need to hear, such as being open to constructive criticism. Sometimes you have this plan and this strategy to go forward, and sometimes you're closed off to that constructive criticism because you think someone's trying to stop you in your tracks. If you ever get a chance to talk to someone who is a manager or director of some type of a unit, you want to ask them if you can see that facility's organizational strategic plan. Because wherever you're going to be working, you need to be informed about what your organization wants to achieve and how you are a part of that. So in the summary here, we have a few bullets that talk about the effectiveness of any organization is going to depend on that plan and how it's marketed. The planning process is necessary because for change to happen, you have to have little baby steps and know which direction we're going to go in, or you're going to have complete chaos. And then the marketing strategies are going to play a role in all kinds of healthcare settings, because it's going to show how we provide services and programs to the public, and we want the public to buy in.